Thanks, Riaz. Good morning. It is 7:30. It's looking like the BC teachers' dispute will stretch into the coming school year. This after a somewhat surprising piece of news from the government.
Is it the expectation that the government will step up and simply legislate an agreement? I hope that's not the expectation, because that's not the plan.
During an unrelated news conference in Victoria, Finance Minister Mike de Jong said the province will not legislate an end to the ongoing dispute. Some political pundits thought the government was biding its time before just doing that in September. De Jong says he doesn't think that legislated contracts work, but the two sides seem far from a negotiated deal.
If September comes along and that hasn't happened, it would be a mistake to assume that the government is going to rush into the Legislative Assembly to impose an agreement. And in those circumstances, there will be ongoing disruption. And I know who feels the pain then. It's the families of students.
BC teachers began a full-scale walkout last month, with wages, specialist teachers, and class size and composition being the main sticking points in the dispute. The City of Vancouver says it is not turning a blind eye to the number of marijuana dispensaries popping up across the city. Greg Harper joins us now with more on that. Greg?
Good morning, Jody. Here on Kingsway in East Vancouver this morning. Behind me is Weeds, Glass, and Gifts. This is one of over 30 marijuana dispensaries throughout the city right now. And this location here, this business was actually raided by police last month. Police believing the business was operating in an unsafe manner. The latest pot shop opened in Kitsilano. This happened last week. The city admits these dispensaries do not need a business license because of a gray area that exists in the law. But the city says they are inspected, these businesses, on a regular basis. If the businesses are found to be improperly dispensing pot or drug trafficking, the city says they will be shut down.
When people do open them up, for example, we go in and say, you're too close to a school or a community center, and we get them to move on and go somewhere else. We have shut down a number who were dispensing not properly. Like he says, if you have a prescription from a doctor and you go in to get your medicine, that's fine. Any other instance, we will shut you down, and we have done that in the past.
This is what the VPD is saying about the issue. And an email to our newsroom from Sergeant Randy Fincham, he says those establishments are not licensed by the nor are they exempt from federal drug laws. The VPD will respond to any complaints about drug dispensaries and decide if further investigation or enforcement action is required. In the meantime, more and more of these stores are opening up throughout the city. Jody?
Certainly, this seems like just the tip of the iceberg. Thanks so much. Greg Harper reporting live for us this morning from Kingsway. A man is facing a murder charge this morning after the death of a woman in Port Coquitlam. Police found the woman after being referred to a townhouse on Davies Avenue. Paramedics could not revive her. Officers arrested a man at the scene as foul play is suspected. It's believed the man and woman lived together, and neighbors think this is a case of domestic violence, but police have not confirmed the relationship of the victim and suspect. Baldev Kulsi is appearing in court today on a more serious charge than what he was initially facing. The president of Brookside Sikh Temple is now accused of attempted murder. The 66-year-old was initially charged with aggravated assault for allegedly attacking his wife. She remains on life support after being found at a Surrey home on Sunday with critical injuries. Some love the hot weather, some loathe it. But here's something they can agree on: better air quality. Metro Vancouver has lifted an air quality advisory for eastern parts of Metro Vancouver and the Fraser Valley. Despite this, the City of Vancouver has now opened extreme heat cooling centers. Water fountains have been installed in high traffic areas in response to the death of a homeless man in 2009. In addition to heat stroke, health experts say there are a ton of other health and safety concerns to be mindful of during the summer months.
In the summertime, we tend to see more drownings, more ATV type accidents, and of course more food poisonings from poorly prepared hamburgers, etc.